Before we break, because we're going to go off past time, people are going to leave at different times. For one, again, Jordan and Jesse have super fights next week. Please try to come out and support them because, again, they need it. You know, they're going to need everybody's energy and support and good vibes. You know, so it'd be good to have them out there. They need your help. If you're like close to their weight and like whatever, they need you here. Jesse needs you here as much as possible to help push them, give them some good rounds because their opponents, you know, aren't coming in to compete with them and they're chumps. They're real deal. So we need to make sure they're getting hard work. But the main thing, reason why I'm talking real quick, because I had a student come in this morning. He's been training, but not as much as he used to. You know, because life changes, right? Life changes every couple years. Sometimes it shifts. You know, every 5 years, your life will go in a different direction if you don't really watch it. You know, and he came back because he saw Danielle's fights over the weekend. He actually watched them live on the Flow Grappling thing, and he was like really moved by that. And he really wasn't going to come to class, but he's like, man, that made him come back to class. Like, why? Like, they're so inspired by what she did that he came back. He's like, man, that's the only reason why I'm here. Because I wasn't even going to come this week because of like whatever, you know. But he came back because of that, right? So it's kind of like sometimes, like, you know, like Detroit is like a broken up city, beat down city, or you kind of watch a movie like where like this city is going through some hard times, and a team, no matter what team, hockey, baseball, football, wins, and it kind of uplifts you, right? You know, because you just that's your city, that's your town, that's your this and that. Well, here it's your team, your teammates, and when they do good things and you see it happen, it kind of brings you up with it, you know. So that's like a really good thing. You don't know who you're impacting, you know, when you're training and doing your thing on the mat. You know, he also said that lately things haven't really been going too well for him. He's been kind of like off focus. And that's going to happen to you at times, right? But he's back and he got the refocus. I stayed after class for like an hour with him this afternoon, and it was a good talk. You know, he wasn't complaining and woe is me and hey, can you just join in and help me, like make me like share your woes with me. It was more of like he just needed another spark, and he got that from here. He got that from Danielle. He got that from the training. It felt good afterwards. Who can relate to that? Raise your hand. Okay, that's it, man. Like, this is not just jiu-jitsu. It is a different thing, to where my goal is to give you that atmosphere that whatever's going on and whatever you're going through, this is the place to come in and get that therapy, get that help. I have another student in the morning class. She messaged me and was like, hey, I can't come to class because I had a family member pass away. The burial's on Friday, blah, blah, blah. But she came in this morning, but she couldn't come in yesterday. You know, some people would just be like, man, like, just won't come at all. You know, they had a family member pass away. But she says, you know, like she needs the stuff. She needs the training. You know, it's that kind of thing. I don't know everybody's story in here. A lot of you I do. You know, a lot of you I talked to you personally for a while after class or whatever. You've been training with me for a while. I know some of the things you've gone through. A lot of people don't. So that's why it's important that you don't treat people like crap, right? Because you don't know what they're going through. You treat people good. You treat people with respect, you know, and then they give it back to you. And that's the problem with like society these days, you know, like you just treat people wrong just for the heck of it. You don't know what their story is behind them. And a lot of times people come into this academy, they're looking and searching for something. And they find this, and that helps them with that. If you go and read, we got like 84 reviews on the Google page, man, and a lot of that stuff is in there. People talking about, hey, I was going through this, I was going through that, and I found this place, and this has helped me. So that's why it's important for us to not just come in for the training, for what you're paying for every month, but to come in to stay focused, to stay on track with whatever it is your goals are, to keep you in the right mindset, because as soon as you take yourself out of this element, this atmosphere of good people, positive atmosphere, people trying to do good things, then you start going backwards. Who can relate to that? I mean, take yourself out of here. You start to, get out of shape. You start to just do things that you just weren't doing before. You started doing this. You go back to the old self. You gain all this ground, and then you get to a point where, hey man, I'm good now. And then you stop. And then what happens? 6 months, 8 months, and then you have to come back and get it again. Get those jiu-jitsu vitamins. Man, take them every day. I mean, some of you can't train every day, but you gotta come every week, right? Again, I don't know everybody's story here. A lot of people have lost a really close family member, a child, a good friend, lost a job, lost this, lost that, had some type of struggle growing up in their childhood, something. And this is that place where you come and you get that good stuff, man. This is the good stuff. So when I'm hounding you and I'm on you and I'm putting you on the alien post and the milk carton post, I'm just making, I like to make jokes, right? I like to I'm teasing, right? But it's really say, hey, like, you need to come back and get the good stuff again, man. Because wherever you're at, you're just drifting off on there and recording right now, because there's people at home that when I post this video, they're going to relate hard to this because they haven't been here. A lot of you haven't seen your teammates in a long time, and they're paying every month. I mean, it's just dropping in, they're just paying, wasting money every month. And then on top of they're not getting what they're paying for, their life is just in limbo. Out there just going wherever life takes them. So kind of like with the situation this morning, the person was like, hey, when he came back and he got the training back, and after class, you could see that he was he got it back. And he's fired up again. But when you don't have that day in and day out, week in and week out, you lose it. He was like, man, I don't clean my room like I used to. I'm not doing this like I used to. I'm not doing that like I used to. But before he was. See what I'm saying? So you have to have something like this that's going to help you stay on track for whatever it is, because we're all going through something, or we just came out of something, or we're about to go into something. There's nobody out there that's just living perfectly with no problems. If they're telling you that, they're lying to you. That's a lie. Whatever. I mean, you got Shanoa here. How you feeling, Shanoa?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah. Arm still hurt, shoulder still hurt.
Sore.
Well, you're happy to be here, right? What did you say? What did you message me and you said, can I come back and just do what? Watch. Because why? What does it mean to you?
It's
like everything. Like that's powerful stuff for me. Like I read the message and I'm like, well, absolutely. Like people get all excited to see Shanoa. Hey, like everybody gets excited, right? Like a great person. Like for everybody though, You know when I haven't seen you in a while, because I'll scream your name out when you come. Courtney smiled. I don't say, hey, Courtney, hey, good to see you, man. Like where you been? Eric, I haven't seen Eric. Eric walked in and one day I saw someone else. Hey, Eric, I get excited, right? But you have somebody that tells you, hey, I need to just come in and show up. You just wanted to be in the school, right?
I wanted to watch and absorb it and just feel it.
Just feel it. Just be around it. Like that's just so deep stuff, man. Like that's jiu-jitsu. Like that's what this thing is. Is that there? Who else can relate to that? Where like you just jiu-jitsu, man, right? Like they just, because when you don't have it, your life is different. A lot of people won't ever understand that if they don't ever do this. But once you do this thing, man, you some people walk by their closet and their gis are in there. They don't even, man, just touch it, man. Just put it on. Put the belt on. You'll get that feeling back, right? It's the closest thing to me, like as a superhero, man. I'm telling you. I got out my super suit, It feels good, When I just have on regular clothes, man, it's like just a mortal, man, just like a regular dude, just Joe Blow. But I get to come in and put my gi on and tie my belt and shake hands and like do some work, man. It's like, it's good stuff. Even when I get my butt kicked, it's still, man, it's better than like not training. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I don't know what your story is. I don't know what's going on in your life. But if you do ever need to talk, you know, I'm here. Like I said, I spent a good hour or so after class earlier today. And to me, that's well worth my time. That's well worth my time to be late and doing whatever else I had to do today to spend time with this guy just to talk and to see his energy afterwards is priceless, man. You know, everything else for me can wait. You know, so if that's you, at any point, man, you just need to make your way in every week. No matter how you do it, just get here. Oh, how you moved, right? You said.
Yes, sir.
How far away you live?
45 minutes.
45 minutes. When'd you move?
At the end of May.
End of May. Why don't you go find somewhere else to train?
This is home, my second home.
This is it. 45 minutes. Cassie, how long does it take you to get here?
It's an hour almost.
An hour.
Traffic.
There's other schools close to you, right? Who else lives that far away? You? Yeah? 45 minutes? Why you come here? The atmosphere. Man, some of you live around the corner. I got students that are watching right now. You live around the corner, man. You don't even like come to class, man. Like I could throw a rock at your house, and like you don't even come to class. These guys, 45 minutes an hour. You know? Come on, man. You know? Okay, so whatever it is, you know, let this stuff help you. Let this stuff help you. Don't ever take it out. Unless you absolutely hate jiu-jitsu and you just don't want to do it no more, don't ever stop training. Because this is it, man. I got students that are moving and saying, hey, coach, can you help me find another gym somewhere else in wherever town I'm moving to? Absolutely, because you should train. You should never stop training. I got students that are at another gym. It's not the same, but at least they're training, right? Because I try to put a certain, it's just the fact. I put a lot more into my jiu-jitsu, into this stuff, than a lot of other coaches do, period. That's it. I don't want you to go nowhere. I want you to stay right here, and we're all one big team, helping each other out, not with just jiu-jitsu and helping Jordan and Jesse win tournaments, but like with life stuff. Okay? So anyways, appreciate you guys that are at home. I can throw a rock at your house, get the fire. All right, guys, let's do.